What's up, the John Squad? This is John Pillanier, your YouTube World Heresy Champion, here on YouTube, and I'm coming to you with my WWE Monday Night Raw review for June 3rd, 2019. So let's do this, shall we, John Squad? So, we kicked off WWE Monday Night Raw last night with Roman Reigns in the ring. Shane McMahon comes out and announces that hell that he'll be face to face with Roman on Friday at WWE Super Showdown. Then he says that he will pin a triangle chokehold on him and make him tap out and won't release it. That's what he says when told to. That's what he tells Roman Reigns. So Roman says that won't happen because he'll requires help, and in 2 weeks he'll whip he'll whip um he'll whip he'll whip Drew McIntyre's butt. That's what he says. So then Drew McIntyre comes out and says that he'll beat him, and then the Revival attack Roman Reigns from behind. He attacks Roman Reigns from behind. They attack Roman Reigns from behind, and then the Usos come out to make the save. Roman now they attack Roman. They help out Roman Reigns, and now it's a 6-man tag team match. So what we had here was the first match on Raw was the Usos and Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre and the Revival, and the winner was Drew McIntyre and the Revival. After the match, Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre and the Revival beat up on Roman Reigns. Drew McIntyre delivered a Claymore kick, and that's what happened there in that segment. And Shane McMahon also beat up on Roman Reigns. So then we had a Miz TV segment with Seth Rollins, and the Miz welcomes out Seth Rollins. That's right. So the Miz talks to Seth Rollins about Brock Lesnar lurking around to cash in his Money in the Bank. So Seth talks about Brock Lesnar and that he's got to focus on Corbin, and Brock Lesnar comes out of a limo, on the Tron. He comes out of a limo with Heyman, and and was going to come out to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase, but then he does not. So then we had the Lucha House Parties were going to have a match, but they did not have a match because Lars Sullivan decides to come out and just destroys the Lucha House Party, the Lucha House Parties. Just takes out Lucha House Party, and then the Lucha House Party takes out Lars Sullivan and just drops him out of the ring. So we have Becky Lynch talks about how she wants to do something. She wants to do some changes, and talks about Lacey Evans and then she just talks about Lacey Evans and how she wants to keep her down, how the woman's how she wants to keep her down and stuff like that. So Lacey Evans comes on out and she talks to Becky Lynch and tells her that she wants to become the Raw Women's Champion. So next comes out Charlotte Flair, and next thing you know is that she talks to Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair, and then next thing you know is that Lacey Evans right hands Charlotte Flair right in the face, and we have ourselves a match. So the third match we had on Raw was Charlotte Flair versus Lacey Evans, and the winner was Lacey Evans by DQ due to Becky Lynch attacking Charlotte Flair outside of the ring, and then Becky Lynch spears Lacey Evans after the match. So then we had a Rey Mysterio segment who had to relinquish his United States Championship belt due to a separated shoulder, which is pretty sad, I don't like to see that happen. And Rey Mysterio says that he is going to do the right thing, and that's why he is going to relinquish the United States Championship. So then all of a sudden, next is that Joe Samoa Joe comes out and he talks to Rey Mysterio. Rey says that he has to give up the United States Championship due to an injury, so he's here to relinquish the United States Championship to Samoa Joe. So he gives the United States Championship back to Samoa Joe, and Joe attacks Rey and puts the Comina clutch onto Rey Mysterio, which I did not like at all, and I can understand why. But then we had the next match on Raw was Nikki Cross versus Peyton Royce, and the winner was Nikki Cross. After the match, Alexa Bliss attacks Billie Kay because Alexa Bliss got some coffee, and then the Iconics on ringside, Billie Kay Peyton Royce knocked the coffee out of Alexa Bliss's hands, and that's what happens there. So then we had Seth Rollins talks about, we had an in-ring promo with Seth Rollins, and so then Seth Rollins talks about when he had when how he's calling out Brock Lesnar, and then Brock Lesnar plays mind games, but then all of a sudden out comes Baron Corbin, and Corbin then tells him that he has to focus on him more. So then, what happens next? All of a sudden, what happens next is that Corbin and Seth Rollins brawl, and then Corbin stands tall after the brawl and delivers the end of days on the Rollins. Then out comes Brock Lesnar with the Money in the Bank briefcase, and Brock Lesnar destroys Seth Rollins. He destroys him. He just manhandles him, destroys Seth Rollins. This leads to a chairs attack. He beats up on Seth Rollins with the chair. That's what Brock Lesnar does. He whips him with the chair a couple times, lots of times. Then he throws him outside the ring, does an F5, and just beats him up. And then, of course, Brock Lesnar low blows Seth Rollins, and then Brock Lesnar says he's cashing his Money in the Bank at Saudi Arabia on Friday. He says Friday, and he did not cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase tonight, but he says Friday is, hopefully it won't be on Seth Rollins. I think it's going to be on Kofi Kingston on Friday, so that's why I can see what's happening. So then we had a Triple H and Randy Orton face to face, and Triple H and Randy Orton talk to each other, and that basically what they just did was talk to each other and exchange some words I'm not going to say, but it was pretty funny what Orton said, but I'm not going to say what he said, but it was just pretty funny and hilarious, how he talked about Statement Man and Triple H and stuff like that, but it was just pretty funny. But then also we had was a Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley arm wrestling contest, and so then Lashley slaps Braun Strowman, and that's what gets Braun Strowman all upset, so he knocks over the arm wrestling thing, so then they have to do it again. So then what happens next is that they have to chalk up their hands, and that's up here. So then they finally do it, and Braun Strowman is the winner of the arm wrestling thing. And then, after that was all said and done and over with, Bobby Lashley throws the chalk into Braun Strowman's face and blinds him, and so he couldn't see. And next thing you know, it is that what happens next is that Braun Strowman couldn't see, so Bobby Lashley delivers a power slam, and that's what happens there to end that segment. So the fifth match we had on Raw was Ricochet versus Cesaro, and the winner was Ricochet. After the match was over, Cesaro comes looking for something to do to Ricochet, and because Cesaro attacked Ricochet, then Cesaro goes underneath the ring looking for something, and he pulls out a ladder. Then he pulls out a table, and R-Truth is on the table, and he's like hiding to try to avoid losing the 24/7 championship belt. So then all of the superstars 15 superstars come out running to chase R-Truth for the 24 championship belt. Drake Maverick's in the ring saying, "I got you now, R-Truth," but the next thing you know is that Carmella super kicks Drake Maverick, and R-Truth gets away as all the superstars are chasing R-Truth to the back, and that's what happens to end that segment. So then the final part we had on Raw was The Undertaker, and he talks about the souls and that Goldberg will, how he talks about Goldberg and stuff, and that and that this Friday that he wants the Icon Goldberg and the Monster Goldberg. He wants the Icon Goldberg and talks about one of the first match and stuff. That's what he talks about, and that one last time, and then he just Undertaker just basically just talks about Goldberg and stuff like that, and that Goldberg, and then he says that Goldberg, you're next, and that leaves it at that, with Undertaker just leaving the point blank that Goldberg, you're next, and WWE Monday Night Raw last night. So I thought this Raw was pretty okay with the go home show, and then of course Seth Rollins had to get taken out on a stretcher and put into an ambulance. So get well soon, Seth Rollins, and hopefully you'll beat Baron Corbin, which I think you should. But anyway, so once again, the John Squad, please like this video, leave your comments down below, and subscribe for more. You're all the best of John Squad. You're all one of a kind. I love each and every single one of you all. Peace out, the John Squad. And don't forget to tap that bell on YouTube app and subscribe for more. And when you tap that bell on YouTube app, you never miss an upload on my videos. Peace out, the John Squad.